This morning, two Senate committees will jointly hold the first hearing on the January 6th assault on the Capitol. We'll hear from the former chief of Capitol Police and two other top security officials who resigned. More than 200 people have been arrested in the 7 weeks since the riot. We know little about most of them and how the people who raided the Capitol became radicalized. Ben Tracy talked to a Virginia woman struggling with her father's role at the Capitol and trying to repair a relationship divided by politics.
You know, I was always close to my dad, and he was my rock, you know, as a kid growing up.
Robin Sweet is talking about her father, Doug.
Has politics always been a part of his life?
I don't ever remember as a kid anything about politics ever.
She says her dad's career at the shipyards near his home in Virginia ended back in the early 90s when he was injured on the job. Robin's parents divorced, and now Doug works as a handyman in town.
Was there a moment where you realized something's really changed here?
When Charlottesville happened, and my dad was there.
The 2017 white supremacist rally was called Unite the Right. She says that's when her father fully embraced former President Trump's rhetoric about defending Confederate heritage.
We will never allow an angry mob to tear down our statues, erase our history.
And Doug found a new home in far-right politics, much of it online.
We couldn't have a regular conversation. It would just go right down this rabbit hole. Like, they're taking children and draining their blood to make adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome is a chemical compound produced by the oxidation of adrenaline. It's also become an ingredient in the baseless online conspiracy theory known as QAnon.
What do you say to that?
At the same time, Robin, who is 35, was devoting herself to racial justice issues, marching last summer with Black Lives Matter.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Then came January 6th.
My very first thought was, I bet my dad is there. I was afraid for him. I had people check his Facebook. He hadn't posted anything. Then I got really scared. Somebody sent me a news report that listed him as arrested.
Doug Sweet was arrested inside the Capitol.
I was really embarrassed for my family, for my son, for our town.
To understand what happened to Doug Sweet, it helps to understand where he comes from. Matthews, Virginia, a seaside town of 9,000 people. We were told by many in town that extremist and often racist views, once hidden, have been on full display in recent years. You can't miss the Confederate flags that loom larger than any American ones. Doug Sweet wasn't the only person from this small town at the Capitol. He's been indicted by federal prosecutors, along with a woman named Cindy Fitchett, for unlawfully entering the Capitol. Both have pled not guilty.
I'm surprised it wasn't more.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it'd be more.
Sean Cosby writes crime novels and was born and raised in Matthews.
The attitudes and the ideas and the motivations that drove people to the Capitol have been bubbling under the surface here since I was a kid.
How much of it do you think has been a reaction to what happened last summer with protests for racial justice?
I think that's a lot of it. I think the bottom line is you have a lot of people who are incredibly afraid, and they can't articulate it. They don't know how to express it.
I didn't go with any malice or intention of malice.
This was Doug Sweet shortly after he was arrested.
What other recourse do we have? They will not listen to us.
We wanted to talk to him, but he declined our request for an interview. So we went to the island where he lives, passing the largest Confederate flag we'd seen yet, and decided to see if he'd change his mind.
Y'all go right along.
Oh, hey, Doug.
No, that's not me. I don't know who you told me. You got the wrong place. Y'all go along. I don't know who y'all are.
No, Doug, I'm Ben Tracy from CBS News.
I don't give a damn who you are.
Doug Sweet is set to appear in federal court next month.
Hey, get off my property. You're on my property. I own the road, so get out of here.
At the end of the day, they're your family. I feel like he really has been almost kind of brainwashed in a way.
You obviously still love him.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, Doug Sweet's own words were used by the House managers during former President Trump's impeachment trial here at the Capitol earlier this month. They quoted him as saying that he showed up on January 6th because the then president had called on his digital soldiers to be here. Now, as for Robin and her dad, she says they did get together about a week ago, and she's hopeful they can mend their relationship. Tony.
Ben, that's a powerful piece and representative of a lot of families in this country and what they're going through right now. Thank you very much. I mean, it doesn't end. It doesn't end because these people continue to hold these beliefs, and I don't know how you root it out.
I'm glad he's telling that story. And listen, Doug Sweet has a right not to talk to us. He probably thinks Robin's crazy for participating.
Absolutely.
Black Lives Matter. So it would be great to see.
How do you heal that divide?
How do you heal it? How do you bring people back into the fold of reality as well? All right, Ben, thank you.